We weren't sure what we were going to do. I wasn't even sure if we were going to run again, but friends and sponsors talked me into running the truck again, one more year at least, to see if we could, make it 4 in a row.
Parker 425, man, it's a brutally long, tough race, but it starts out the season. You've got a lot of competition out there. Everyone's excited. It's the beginning of the season, and it's always fun to go out to Parker and take that challenge.
It had rained a little bit before the race, so the track was perfect. No dust. It was really a fun race without the dust. It went smooth. We had no problems. We had some competition, and they put on a show, and they keep us honest. Did our 3 laps. We were able to get it in the end. We got the win.
I tell you, when we roll in at 425 miles, we both always say, man, that was tough, and we made it 3 years in a row.
Starting of the season, which is great to start the season that way. The Mint 400 is a classic for us and for many people. We've been around the sport for quite a while, and it's the new Mint down in Eugene, but it's still a tough track. Casey does a great job putting the track together. But once again, we had some good competition in that race. We got behind early. We were able to come back and just pick off the time and slowly catch back up to the lead pack. We were able to come back, able to catch them on the last lap and win the race. So once again, exciting race for our crew and everybody else out there. It was a good time, that race. We liked that race. We love the Silver State course. We had a really good race again this year with the FabTech truck. Dave Winter was driving it this year, and he did an excellent job, keeping in front of us. He ate his dust for 50 miles, and we're able to get around him finally. And then he stayed with us, pretty much the whole way. Right before pit 5, steering locked up. I think we lost the pump. There was nothing we could do at that point. Just hit the brakes and try and turn, but ran into a tree. But that was kind of different. We hadn't done that before. Got out of that, went into the pit, fixed the steering. They went by us while we were putting a new pump on. Got it fixed up. Chased them back down, and about 20 miles later, we see them. They had broken something on the side of the course. We went by them. The only difference was we asked them if we could help them. They didn't ask if they would, they could help us, but great competitors. It's fun to race against those guys. After we got by the FabTech truck, we had a clean run into the finish line, and we're able to pick that win up also. So we were 3 for 3 at the beginning of the season. Yeah, Vegas to Reno, very difficult race. It's so long, 550 miles, and it's hot. That is the hottest race of the year.
I like actually chasing that race. It's fun. It's like point to point. You start Vegas, you end in Reno. You can basically chase along the whole race. Where a lot of times in these races, we're stuck at one pit.
Mike Tuba had taken over. He was going to drive for a little bit while Bill and I got out, and we had a sandwich and something to drink, and then we'd get back in.
I call myself the lunch break driver. When Tim needs to take his lunch break, I get in and drive.
Bill and I get out for about 80 miles, get back in. It's just like we're fresh and brand new, and it's no problem to rock onto the finish line. I won't just put anybody in there, but I trust Mike to drive it right, and he does. He knows how to handle the truck, and he can get the job done what we need.
Not surprised, but I'd always kind of wanted to drive, and I was honored that he asked me to do it. It was really meant a lot to me.
He had a situation with one of our shock mounts on our radius arms, something that's unique to this truck. We carried tons of spare parts, but that was one thing that we didn't have a spare of, and that's what broke and ultimately put us out of that race and caused us to not finish the event. Definitely not happy about that at all, because the bare minimum is to finish every event. If we don't win, then we just got beat. That's one thing, but to beat ourselves or not be able to finish the event, we're not happy about that at all.
My wife was real emotional that race. She goes, you know, you guys work so hard, and I see you guys out there at the shop and doing all that stuff that you guys do, and to not cross the finish line, which is so rare for us, yeah, it was tough. And unfortunately, we just didn't have the part to put the truck back together, and we had to call it.
And then that's only the second time in 4 years that we had a DNF.
Little Parker or the Blue Water Desert Challenge, that thing gets us every year. I think of the 4 years I've raced with Tim, I think we've won it once. You know, it's a short track, but boy, it gets you.
Great race. It's, you know, wide open from start to finish.
This year was unfortunate because we were actually running in third place. We were right on second place's tail, and a trophy light rolled over in a real narrow canyon, and we couldn't get around him.
Tried backing up. It was on an uphill sandy section. Just started burying the trucks, and the desert came by and finally tugged us out. We lost 15 minutes probably in that deal. Finished the race, third place for the day. We knew what we had to do the next day is put it to the wood and go. Try and make up 15 minutes, which in that short of a race is very difficult to do when the trucks are so evenly matched. We came close. We ended up 3 minutes behind at the end of the day, so we made up quite a bit of time. And had a good race with the other guys out there, so it was a close race, but we didn't win that one, so we're a bit disappointed about that. Those 2 races in a row were difficult to take. We didn't like it. Really, all we have to do is start the race to win the championship, which is, you know, easy on us, easy on the team, but still, we won't just go out there. We want to win the race too. If we're out here, if we're entered, we want to win the race. So we'll go out there and go after it and fight tooth and nail for whoever's out there. We'll take them on and go for it.
Reluctantly crouched at the starting line. Engines pumping and thumping in time. The green light flashes, the flags go up.
I love having the drag race style start is fun. Oh, it's awesome, especially when you win the drag race.
They deftly maneuver and muscle for rank. Burning fast on an empty tank. Reckless and loud, they pour through the turns. Their prowess is potent and secretly stern. As they speed through the finish, the flags go down. The fans get up and they get out of town. The arena is empty, except for one man still driving and striving as fast as he can. The sun has gone down and the moon has come up. And long ago somebody left with the cup. But he's driving and striving and hugging the turns and thinking of someone for whom he still burns.
They ran the spectator area too up there like they did at the Mint, which I think is real important to have those areas for people to go watch the race and see the cars go and see the cars go fast. I like to see the action there for the fans, for the spectators, to keep drawing more people in. The spectator part is super important. We were testing out some new BF Goodrich tires this race, and they worked fantastic. The traction was perfect. Steering and handling was great. This new generation KR2 tire
awesome. I look forward to using them in the future. I think it's great that they come ask us to try this stuff and test them for them. It's a positive for the company BF Goodrich and a positive for the people that are buying the tires, because they get a race-proven, championship-proven tire that they're going to buy. The track was fantastic. It was fast. It was fun. It was our last race of the year, so make sure we had a good time out there, and just went out there, put the hammer down.
Some real rocky areas, but we got through it fine and had another good first place finish.
Pulled it in and got the victory, and just a great way for us to finish the season. Finish for our 4th championship in a row, which is fantastic for us and the team. Just couldn't be happier.
I just can't thank Tim enough for making that phone call, about 4 years ago to come back out and race with him. We're talking about maybe taking a year off, I know he's got some things he wants to get done. I've got some things I need to get done. And, maybe a little regroup. It's been a great run. I mean, how can you top off 4 years in a row being the class champions? Nothing was granted, nothing was unearned. Everything that we came out here and fought for, we worked hard for.
It's a very time-consuming deal because we do work a lot on it, because that's the only way you can win these things is to spend the time in the shop getting the thing ready. It's not a wash and wear type class where you can just dust it off and go to the next race. You have to tear it apart, look at everything, and that takes time. So yeah, I want to have some fun with Scott, my son, and Haley, my daughter. She'll be coming back from school, and plan on having, spending some time with those guys. What I'm going to do is we're going to have the truck prepped. After this race, we'll prep it and have it sitting there. We may go run the NORA thing. I've heard a lot of people talking about that, and they have a lot of fun at the NORA race. So we may run down there. The truck's definitely vintage enough to run in that thing. So it sounds like a pretty good time. So that's why we do it, to have fun. I wanted to thank all of our sponsors that have helped us over the past 4 or 5 years. Without those guys, it would have been real difficult to get this all done. And it's BF Goodrich, it's Ford Motor Company with their contingency program is awesome. We have King Shocks, Lucas Oil. We've got McCoy Mills Ford in Fullerton, my local dealership that I buy my parts from. He works with us on that deal because it is a stock truck. So when I break something, I go down to the Ford dealer and I buy new parts. So he helps us. Jim Miller over at McCoy Mills. Casey Highlights has also been a great sponsor. Michael has been very generous with us. Also, I have Unitrax differential service that does our rear ends, and they do a great job for us, helping us out. Community Tire in Brea does all our tires. They do our mounting, dismounting, which we can't do ourselves. So having them on board has helped. It's a whole bunch of guys that really help us out. And Deaver Suspension has worked with us really good. Jeff over at Deaver, we have a spring issue. He's on it. He addresses it. We work on it, and he's really helped us get this truck sorted out.